because you are as Americans get, and I mean that in a good way.
Thank you.
You're a baseball player.
Yes, sir.
You're a country music artist. You, I don't know, you're from Oklahoma. That's a thing.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping into the epic world of country legend Garth Brooks. His larger-than-life lifestyle, mega million earnings, and the hottest buzz, shaking up Nashville. If you love fame, fortune, and a little Southern flair, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for your backstage pass to all things celebrity. Let's dive in. Early life. Born Troyal Garth Brooks on February 7, 1962 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Garth Brooks was raised in a family that celebrated music, discipline, and strong Midwestern values. The youngest child of Troyal Raymond Brooks, a former U.S. Marine and draftsman, and Colleen Carroll, a country singer who once recorded for Capitol Records and performed on the Ozark Jubilee, Garth was born into a household where both structure and creativity coexisted. His mother's musical background would eventually become one of the most significant influences on his future career, planting the early seeds of his country music destiny. Garth grew up in the small town of Yukon, Oklahoma, surrounded by 5 older half-siblings from his parents' previous marriages and 1 full sibling, his sister Kelly. Life in the Brooks household was active, competitive, and musical. Family talent nights were a regular tradition where each child was required to perform, be it singing, skits, or instrument playing. It was through these fun but formative family sessions that Garth first developed an appreciation for performing, although at the time, he was more focused on athletics than music. As a child, Brooks showed a strong passion for sports, particularly football, baseball, and track and field. He received a track scholarship to Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, where he competed in javelin throw while majoring in advertising. Music, however, remained a quiet but growing interest in the background. His real connection to the art form deepened during his college years when he started performing at local bars and clubs. Inspired by artists like George Strait, James Taylor, and Dan Fogelberg, Garth began to blend classic country roots with elements of rock and folk, a style that would later become his signature. A pivotal moment in Garth's early musical journey came through a college friend named Ty England, who would go on to become a member of his band. England encouraged him to pursue his music seriously and even performed with him during their early days in Stillwater. This relationship helped Garth gain confidence and sharpen his stage presence. Another key influence was his exposure to live music events around Stillwater, where he not only honed his performance skills but also began to study the art of entertaining an audience. He wasn't just interested in singing, he was fascinated by how to engage a crowd, a trait that would set him apart in the years to come. Despite early setbacks, like his initial unsuccessful trip to Nashville in 1985, Garth's resilience and work ethic, instilled by his parents, kept him going. He returned to Oklahoma, regrouped, and finally made a second trip to Music City that would change everything. Garth Brooks's early life was a balance of discipline and discovery. With a musical lineage on his mother's side, a strong family foundation, early exposure to live performance, and a competitive spirit from his sports background, Brooks's upbringing laid a solid groundwork for a career that would redefine country music on a global scale. Career and success. From small-town Oklahoma to the pinnacle of country music stardom, Garth Brooks's career is a remarkable saga of reinvention, crossover success, and groundbreaking influence. Building on the solid foundation of his early life and musical exploration, Brooks made his second trip to Nashville in 1987, a decision that would prove pivotal. Just 2 years later, in 1989, he released his self-titled debut album Garth Brooks, and with it, a new force in country music was born. The album quickly caught fire thanks to hit singles like Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, If Tomorrow Never Comes, and the breakout smash, The Dance. His emotive storytelling, powerful vocals, and high-energy performances earned him comparisons to country greats. But what set Garth apart was his fusion of traditional country with rock and pop sensibilities, an approach that broadened the genre's appeal and redefined its commercial potential. Brooks's 1990 sophomore album, No Fences, became a cultural phenomenon. It included iconic tracks like Friends in Low Places, The Thunder Rolls, and Unanswered Prayers, and it catapulted him to superstar status. The album remains one of the best-selling country albums of all time, and its success laid the groundwork for a string of blockbuster releases throughout the 1990s. Albums such as Rope in the Wind, 1991, The Chase, 1992, and Sevens, 1997, solidified his dominance, helping him become the first artist in history to have 7 albums enter the chart at #1 on both the Billboard 200 and the Top Country Albums charts. His electrifying live shows, often described as part concert, part rock spectacle, set a new bar for country performances. Drawing inspiration from rock icons like Queen and Kiss, Brooks introduced arena-level theatrics to country tours, complete with pyrotechnics and stage dives, attracting younger, more diverse audiences. His record-shattering tours routinely sold out stadiums across the country and helped fuel the genre's explosive growth in the 1990s. Garth's impact wasn't confined to music alone. He dabbled in television appearances and even created a rock-inspired alter ego named Chris Gaines in 1999, a bold, if controversial, artistic experiment aimed at pushing creative boundaries. While the Chris Gaines project met with mixed reactions, it demonstrated Brooks's willingness to take risks, and it sparked ongoing discussions about genre fluidity in mainstream music. Despite being at the peak of his fame, Brooks took a career hiatus in 2001 to focus on raising his daughters, a move that earned widespread admiration. When he returned to the stage in 2009 with a Las Vegas residency, it reignited fan fervor. His full comeback came in 2014 with the release of Man Against Machine and a massive world tour. He later embraced digital distribution, launching his own platform, Ghost Tunes, before joining Amazon Music as a key exclusive partner, an innovative business decision that reflected his evolving approach to the industry. Over the decades, Brooks has amassed a staggering number of accolades, including 2 Grammy Awards, 17 American Music Awards, and 24 Billboard Music Awards. He is also a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In 2021, he received the Kennedy Center Honors, one of America's most prestigious cultural awards, recognizing his lifelong contribution to the arts. From his meteoric rise in the late 80s to his legendary comeback and lasting industry innovations, Garth Brooks's career is a blueprint for sustained relevance, artistic daring, and commercial genius. He didn't just transform country music, he elevated it to global superstardom. Income and net worth. Garth Brooks's financial empire is as legendary as his music career, with an estimated net worth ranging between $400 million and $450 million, according to various industry sources. His wealth is the result of decades of chart-topping albums, record-breaking tours, strategic partnerships, and an unshakable presence in the country music scene. Few artists in any genre, let alone country, have turned popularity into financial power quite like Brooks. At the heart of Garth's income is his unparalleled success in album sales. He remains one of the top-selling solo artists in U.S. history, with over 170 million records sold worldwide. This puts him in the same league as Elvis Presley and the Beatles. His early catalog featuring iconic albums like No Fences, Rope in the Wind, and Sevens continues to generate strong physical and digital sales. His ability to own and control the rights to much of his music has given him a substantial share of long-term royalties. Brooks's touring revenue is another massive pillar of his wealth. Known for his high-energy, arena-style performances, he continues to sell out stadiums across the U.S. and internationally. His 2014 to 2017 World Tour with Trisha Yearwood grossed over $370 million across nearly 400 shows, solidifying his dominance in live entertainment. His most recent stadium tour, launched in 2019 and concluding in September 2022 with a string of sold-out concerts in Dublin, generated more than $230 million in gross revenue and drew over 3 million fans. Even with modest ticket prices, Brooks regularly grossed upwards of $5 million per show, demonstrating the power of large-scale, fan-accessible touring. In the streaming age, Garth has taken a non-traditional path, initially holding out on digital distribution. Eventually, he signed an exclusive streaming deal with Amazon Music, bypassing platforms like Spotify. This bold move not only gave him more control over his catalog, but also secured a significant payout, reportedly in the tens of millions, as Amazon sought to bolster its music service with marquee artists. Merchandise and licensing deals add yet another revenue stream, especially during his tours. From signature cowboy hats to exclusive tour memorabilia, Brooks's brand has translated into highly marketable products for devoted fans. Although Brooks keeps a relatively low profile compared to some other megastars, he has still partnered with major brands and appeared in high-profile campaigns, especially in connection with events like the Super Bowl or national celebrations. Despite a multi-year retirement in the 2000s to raise his daughters, Garth Brooks managed to return stronger than ever, proving that strategic pauses and personal choices need not come at the cost of financial growth. His comeback solidified his reputation not only as an enduring artist, but also as a master of career longevity and monetization. Lifestyle insights. While Garth Brooks is best known for dominating stages and country charts, his life offstage shows that he is actually a very down-to-earth guy. As his career flourished and financial success soared, Brooks remained remarkably unpretentious, often prioritizing the simple pleasures of life over the glamour that typically accompanies superstardom. Outside the limelight, Garth has long held a passion for sports and outdoor activities. A former collegiate javelin thrower, he maintains a deep love for athletics, especially baseball. He even briefly joined spring training camps with professional teams like the San Diego Padres, New York Mets, and Kansas City Royals. Not as a publicity stunt, but out of genuine interest and admiration for the sport. This blend of athleticism and humility has remained a constant in his life, often helping him stay grounded amid fame. When he's not performing or touring, Garth is a family man through and through. After retiring from music in 2001 to focus on raising his 3 daughters, he embraced the role of fatherhood with full-hearted commitment. Even during his time away from the spotlight, he rarely gave interviews or appeared in public, choosing instead a slower-paced life centered on parenting and home life in Oklahoma. Brooks also has a significant philanthropic side. He co-founded the Teammates for Kids Foundation, which partners with athletes and entertainers to support children's charities worldwide. The foundation has raised hundreds of millions of dollars, funding hospitals, education programs, and disaster relief initiatives. Garth's approach to philanthropy is hands-on. He's known to personally visit hospitals and participate in volunteer efforts, avoiding the flash of celebrity giving in favor of a more heartfelt presence. In terms of personal style, Garth remains steadfastly himself, often donning signature cowboy boots, jeans, and a wide-brimmed hat. His look reflects his roots and loyalty to country music culture. Even at awards shows or national events, Brooks avoids overly flashy attire, instead opting for polished versions of his everyday cowboy aesthetic. His style isn't just about fashion. It's a symbol of his grounded nature and his refusal to let fame shape who he is. While Garth Brooks has largely avoided serious scandal throughout his career, he has not been immune to speculation and public scrutiny. Notably, he faced backlash over his Chris Gaines alter ego and criticism for alleged lip-syncing during major televised appearances. But perhaps more quietly, the early 2000s brought a different kind of attention. After announcing his retirement from touring in 2001 to focus on raising his 3 daughters in Oklahoma, Brooks stepped away from the spotlight almost entirely. During this transitional period, his marriage to college sweetheart Sandy Mall was undergoing strain, eventually ending in divorce in 2001. Around that time, fans and tabloid media began speculating about the nature of his long-standing friendship with fellow country star Reba McEntire, with whom he frequently appeared at industry events, benefits, and collaborative performances. Their visible chemistry, combined with Brooks's marital difficulties, fueled unsubstantiated rumors of a deeper relationship. Though neither Brooks nor McEntire ever acknowledged these claims and no credible evidence ever surfaced, the timing and optics, a high-profile divorce, close collaboration with another superstar and Brooks's shift to private life were enough to keep gossip columns swirling for a while. Nonetheless, Brooks maintained his characteristic silence, choosing not to engage with rumor mills and instead letting his actions and values define his legacy. Rather than fueling drama, Brooks has typically met criticism with humility, candor, and a touch of humor. These moments, both confirmed and speculative, have only added layers to his public image, painting a portrait of a man who takes risks, evolves with time, and remains fiercely committed to living life on his own terms. Ultimately, Garth Brooks's lifestyle is a testament to balance and purpose, a blend of professional excellence, personal devotion, and social responsibility. Brooks exudes a warmth and integrity that fans around the world continue to admire. His way of life reinforces his legacy not just as a country music icon, but as a deeply human figure, one who values faith, family, generosity, and staying real in a world that often demands otherwise. Relationships and personal life. Garth Brooks's life off stage has been as rich and compelling as his music, shaped by profound personal relationships, enduring friendships, and a strong commitment to family. These connections have provided both the emotional grounding and creative inspiration that have accompanied his decades of success and reflect the values of loyalty, authenticity, and devotion that define his character. Garth's first marriage was to Sandy Mall, whom he met during his college years at Oklahoma State University. The two married in 1986 and had 3 daughters, Taylor, August, and Allie. Throughout the early years of his meteoric rise, Sandy played a central role in his personal life, supporting him as he transitioned from local bar performer to country music phenomenon. However, as fame intensified and time apart increased, the strain eventually led to their separation. The couple divorced in 2001, marking a difficult chapter in Garth's personal life, one that coincided with his decision to retire from music and focus fully on being a present and involved father. Despite the end of their marriage, Garth and Sandy have remained respectful co-parents, prioritizing their daughters above all else. Garth's bond with his daughters has always been central to his lifestyle. During his retirement years, he largely stayed out of the public eye, choosing instead to raise his girls in Oklahoma away from the glare of celebrity. One of his daughters, Allie Colleen Brooks, has followed in his musical footsteps and is an emerging artist in her own right. Garth has openly shared his pride in her talent and work ethic, offering encouragement without overshadowing her journey. A significant turning point in Garth's life came with his long-standing friendship and eventual marriage to Trisha Yearwood, a fellow country music star. Their relationship, rooted in years of professional collaboration and personal support, evolved into a romantic partnership after his divorce. The two married in 2005 and have since become one of the most beloved couples in country music. Together, they've shared the stage on numerous tours, recorded duets, and even co-hosted cooking shows, blending their love for music, food, and one another into a public image of mutual respect and affection. Trisha has also played a major role in his charitable efforts, including their work with Habitat for Humanity, showcasing a shared passion for service. Family continues to be a cornerstone of Brooks's identity. He maintains a close relationship with his older siblings, especially his sister Betsy, and often speaks of his late mother, Colleen Carroll Brooks, as one of the most influential figures in his life. A former Capitol Records artist herself, Colleen instilled in Garth a love of music and storytelling, and her legacy continues to resonate through his work and values. In the professional realm, Garth has nurtured strong connections with industry peers over the years. His enduring friendship with country legends like George Strait and Alan Jackson, as well as his longtime collaboration with producer Alan Reynolds, speaks to a deep loyalty and mutual respect within the Nashville community. Brooks is known for mentoring younger artists, offering guidance while never demanding the spotlight. This generosity has made him not only a respected icon, but a beloved figure within the industry. Though not known for chasing headlines, Brooks's relationships have occasionally been tested in the public eye, such as his early career divorce and occasional industry tensions over streaming platforms or award show decisions. However, Garth has consistently handled personal and professional conflicts with transparency and humility, earning admiration for his grace under pressure. Ultimately, Garth Brooks's relationships, romantic, familial, and professional, reveal a man of profound empathy, loyalty, and intentionality. Whether raising daughters away from the spotlight, performing side by side with the love of his life, or mentoring the next generation of artists, Brooks approaches every bond with care and authenticity. These connections have not only supported his journey, but have become central to his legacy as a man who never forgets where he came from and who always puts heart first. Real estate. Garth Brooks's real estate choices echo the same grounded, authentic lifestyle that defines both his music and personality, blending comfort, privacy, and understated luxury across a modest but meaningful portfolio. His properties over the years have reflected his commitment to family life, love for the outdoors, and desire to stay connected to his roots, rather than indulging in excessive displays of celebrity wealth. From the late 1990s through the mid-2000s, Garth and Trisha lived in a 14,089 square foot French country mansion on 2.4 acres in Owasso, Oklahoma. The estate boasted 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 full kitchens, a screening room, private gym, and 5-car garage. They sold it in 2014 for approximately $3.5 million, keeping a promise to return to Nashville once Garth's daughters completed high school. Garth and Trisha's main home is now a 5,551 square foot house situated on nearly 20 acres in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. Purchased in 1990 for $450,000, Brooks built incrementally over decades before moving in around 2018. This gated estate includes 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, plus a pool, basement, spa area, and a 1,575 square foot garage. The 13-room layout features a high-end kitchen, multiple fireplaces, covered porches, sunroom, owner's suite, and den with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. Designed with warmth and functionality in mind, the interior blends neutral tones with classic materials, reflecting a relaxed elegance consistent with their roots. Between 2008 and 2016, the couple owned a Malibu beach retreat, 4,200 square feet, with 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, modern open floor plan, gourmet kitchen, half-court basketball court, and private beach access. They purchased it for just under $5 million and sold it in August 2016 for $7 million, reportedly to internet entrepreneur Adam Bernhard. Garth still owns sizable acreage around Oklahoma, including rural land and ranch-style residences in Claremore and Oklahoma City, once used as retreats or family homes. Meanwhile, their Brentwood, Tennessee house, about 6,553 square feet with 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, was sold in October 2024 for $3.5 million. Across their properties, Brooks and Yearwood favor a country meets modern aesthetic, homes that deliver privacy, practicality, and elegance without unnecessary flash. The Goodlettsville estate especially speaks to their values. A comfortable, serene haven built for family, creativity, and meals around the fireplace. The Owasso estate was spacious and traditional, ideal for raising daughters close to extended family, while the Malibu home offered a peaceful yet stylish escape for downtime away from touring. Even with opportunities for glitz and spectacle, Garth has intentionally kept real estate personal and cohesive. Homes that support songwriting, cooking with Trisha, hosting loved ones, and staying rooted rather than collecting landmarks. Cars and vehicles. Just as Garth Brooks's real estate choices reflect his grounded values, his relationship with vehicles tells a similar story. One of humility, tradition, and subtle shifts into luxury as his career grew. In the early days, before the arenas and award shows, Garth was known to drive a 1982 Chevy truck, a reliable and modest vehicle well-suited to his Oklahoma roots and no-nonsense personality. That pickup truck wasn't just transportation, it was part of a young artist's daily grind, hauling gear to small gigs and crisscrossing the state with dreams in tow. Garth has spoken fondly of those years, when the vehicle symbolized freedom and purpose rather than prestige. As fame and fortune followed, Garth's taste in cars evolved, but stayed far from ostentatious. While he's not one to show off a high-end car collection, he's been known to favor American-made trucks and SUVs, often choosing practicality and comfort over flash. Over the years, he's reportedly owned Ford and Chevrolet pickups, echoing his lifelong love for the outdoors and hands-on lifestyle. One of his more recognizable rides has been a Chevrolet Suburban, ideal for transporting gear, family, or even band members, again pointing to his team-focused, utilitarian approach. Unlike many celebrities who flaunt supercars, Garth has consistently leaned toward vehicles that offer space, power, and reliability. Though Garth hasn't auctioned off collector cars publicly, he did participate in a notable charity auction in 2017 where he and Trisha Yearwood offered a Jeep Wrangler signed by both of them to benefit military veterans. It wasn't about the vehicle's luxury, but about using it to give back, perfectly in line with his philanthropic mindset. These days, Garth likely travels most often in tour buses customized for comfort, especially when touring across the country with Trisha. When not on the road, he opts for low-profile transportation, a blend of large SUVs and discreet vehicles that prioritize safety, space, and function over flashy aesthetics. For longer trips, especially for tours or appearances, Brooks, like many high-profile entertainers, occasionally uses private jets, allowing for greater flexibility and privacy. However, he's still often seen traveling like a man who never forgot his small-town roots. In essence, Garth Brooks's vehicle preferences mirror his overall persona: practical, loyal to tradition, and built for meaningful journeys rather than flashy arrivals. Whether in a pickup truck or a private plane, Brooks moves through the world with intention, and always with his boots firmly on the ground. That brings us to the end of this story. If you enjoyed it, don't miss the other celebrity journeys waiting for you on screen. Thanks so much for watching.